Welcome back to the Portable Podcast, and you're watching the Sly Guy, the Sly Guy, and the Sly Guy. And now we're going to be playing the sequel to Valkyria Chronicles, the amazing PS3 game, which included Edelweiss, a tank, which won the war. So it's a quest between the brother, sister, and the tank. So right here, we are going to be playing the sequel, Valkyria Revolution. There it is, a little bit different from the strategy mechanics of Valkyria Chronicles. Okay, but definitely much better because it's in real time combat. So there you go, there's a new Valkyria. Those are the new characters. The new heroine is something that all of us can enjoy. As we now join the revolution. Valkyria Revolution, that is. Okay. So let's start with a new game. Go on easy mode. So that we'll be able to enjoy the story.
Ragnite, a mysterious ore that emits an azure glow. It contains a magical energy known as mana.
Mana.
Its discovery brought prosperity to the masses, thanks to a select few who could wield its power through
So
alchemy.
Ragnite is like the
In due time,
it's like the
mana
power
engine,
source
an
of
alchemic
everything.
device that
So
uses
it's where they get their
Ragnite as fuel,
electricity,
was
it
invented in
powers their
Europa.
vehicles, their tanks, and their
The
weapons.
processing of mana
It's kinda
itself
like
became
oil.
an industry, allowing the masses to access alchemy and sparking a revolution.
Yep, and those are their MRT.
This Azure Revolution transformed Europa. As the demand for Ragnite grew, so too did the conflict between countries.
Yeah, just like the real world. Their fight
Thus
for oil.
began the Age of Imperialism, in which countries would expand their borders through aggressive military action. The revolution transformed mankind's history
Man, look at
into
that
one of
robot.
endless war over the azure mineral.
Now what's weird is why expose the Ragnite under that robot? Shouldn't it be armored because when you shoot it, it'll explode? Very weird, very strange. Well, let's see how the story plays out. So this is the sequel for Valkyria Chronicles of a PS3. And it's more RPG based, more real time.
The Kingdom of Jutland, September 15th, 1954, BC.
Jutland.
On this day 100 years ago, the European
I guess that's where the
Liberation War
Juts live.
that shook the country came to an end. Elsinore,
And there's their
the
MRT.
capital of Jutland, is
You can see that they're
lively in
recycling
celebration
animation.
For the centennial anniversary
They just
of the
use a
country's
different
freedom.
camera angle. But yes, those are the same models, the same trains, in the same scene, just a different camera angle. So that's it, and then it's loading. She spoke for like a minute, and then now it's loading to the next scene. It'd be better if they just had one seamless scene. That would have been cool. Here live, a circle of five. With their execution, the blood of the brave legions is redeemed, just just the peaceborn. They rest eternally in the land of their birth, by the grace of a yoke of a holy mother. Hey there, Mickey.
Meanwhile, in a grove far away from the bustling city, two people from the Institute of Alchemy stand before a grave.
I'd like to know the truth, Professor.
The truth? What of?
Professor McGonagall.
I've been researching the Liberation War for
Professor.
a long time. And after going through the records, I've begun to have some doubts. Like, did the traitors really commit treason?
Well, I guess
The
that's why they
Elsinore
call them
trials have
traitors,
ruled it as
right?
such. The history books paint a similar picture, too.
I've seen the court records written by Lord Donovan Lindegard. The
Donovan
five
what?
traitors conspired to thrust Jutland into war for self-interest. They incited the citizenry to rise up, leading to the death of thousands. But is it even possible to start a war through personal greed alone? That conflict is now
Actually,
referred to as
personal
the
greed
Liberation
can
War.
start a lot of things,
The name speaks for itself.
especially in the Philippines.
Doesn't the country as we know it exist exactly because they rose to action? Professor, you come from a line of instructors that spans 5 generations, all of whom taught at the Institute. And the time of your great-great-grandmother's tenure is of particular interest. I've heard that Princess Ophelia and the leader of the traitors, Amlet Gronkair, were classmates and her pupils. Have you heard anything from your family about that period? How did the traitors feel? What did they think? Or why did they lead this country down the path of war? If there's some hidden truth, we should share it with the world.
The world.
I've looked through a lot of historical documents and research papers regarding the traitors. I've reviewed historical facts and researched them time and again. And I've concluded that there's an important fact that remains hidden about the traitors.
And that would be?
I haven't gotten that far yet.
Well, you need to
Still,
catch up
I
on
don't
your
believe
reading,
that
boy.
The traitors started a war for selfish reasons.
I recommend
Jutland
Google.
won the war and underwent a massive growth. The fact that they laid the foundation for it should be ample reason why we shouldn't think of them as criminals. If I may be so bold, I even think the honor of those 5 should be restored.
That is quite a bold notion.
That is quite a bold notion, young Padawan.
There's no need to restore their honor.
Then do you accept the contents of that trial, Professor?
They didn't want to restore their honor. They wanted to watch over this area. That was their only request.
Huh?
It was for that reason they accepted the brand of traitor and the penalty of death that accompanied it. Their only wish was for all 5 of them to rest here in this land. Still, the people couldn't forgive them.
But it's clear that their request has been granted. Why is that?
It was done out of love, a complex one at that.
You have heard something then, haven't you? Please, you have to tell me, Professor.
Very well.
Once upon a time, blah blah blah.
What I'm about to discuss, as you've surmised, this is a truth that's been passed down by my family, starting with my great-great-grandmother.
Great grandmother. Oh my. Yup, next episode.